Hello everyone, hope you're doing and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be discussing the solutions for the weekly contest 432 questions. Okay, so this happened on 12th of January 2025, and we will be discussing the questions for that. Okay, so currently I will be showing the first question for this particular contest. So this is basically a Sunday contest. So if you are not aware of this, please do check it out in the contest page of LeetCode. There are multiple contests happening. There is a bi-weekly contest which happens on Saturdays, and this is the Sunday contest. Okay, so the first question of this, which was the easy question, always as usual. So let us see the question first. So this question, okay, let me first show you the acceptance rate so that you can better understand question, how tough the question was. As you can see, this was an easy question, and it was the acceptance rate is around 60%. Okay, now let us see the question. So 3417 zigzag grid traversal with skip. Okay, so as you can see, let me show the diagram first, and then we'll go to the theory of the questions. So see here, what is happening is you have to start from 0 comma 0. Okay, and then it is showing like first you have to take the right turn, that is from 1 you have to go to 2 and then 3, and then from 3 onwards when you come to the one row below that, you have to follow the reverse order. Okay, that is a zigzag order. Now see, in the first row we are going from 1 to 3, in the second row we are going from 6, 5 and 4, so it is in the reverse direction if you see. Okay, compared to the first row, so like that we have to keep alternating. And the question here is that, see, first of all, the directions of traversing the rows are alternating. At the same time, what we have to do is we have to take for every alternate element, we have to capture them. Okay, so the idea here is for this, if you see what we are capturing one, we will not capture two. Okay, because it is alternating. So after one, we are going to capture three. Okay, so adjacent element should not be captured. Okay, we have to leave one element in between, and then we have to capture. Okay, so one and then three is being captured. Since three and six are adjacent, so again we will not capture them. So from six we'll skip and we'll go to five. We will capture five, as you can see here, and after 5, 7 and then 9. Okay, so whichever cells are highlighted in yellow, you can also see the arrow marks to understand in which direction we are moving, and the ones which are highlighted in yellow are being shown in the answer. Okay, so question is very simple. You have to move in a zigzag order. What is zigzag? Zigzag means that for the first row that we are traversing, it has to be in the left to right fashion, and the second row that we are traversing, it has to be in the right to left fashion, and similarly you have to repeat from the third row onwards. Okay, this is the zigzag fashion. And then while we are following this fashion, zigzag, you will go through all the elements. So once you are going through all the elements, you have to only keep the alternate elements starting from the first element. Okay, so 1 and then 3 and then 5 and then 7 and then 9, you have to keep in the same order and you have to return in the answer. Okay, so this was the question in a just against I explained you. Let us go to the theory of it first. Okay, you're given a m cross n 2D grid, okay, of positive integers. Your task is to traverse the grid in a zigzag pattern while skipping every alternate cell. Okay, so this is what I explained initially. Okay, zigzag pattern traversal is defined as the follows. Okay, you are starting from the top left cell, which is 0 comma 0. Okay, move right within a row until the end of the row is reached. Okay, this is about the first row. Okay, and then when we come to the second row, drop down to the next row and then traverse left until the beginning of the row is reached. Okay, that is for the first row. You will have to go from left to right, and for the second row you have to go from right to left. Okay, that is what they're trying to say. Okay, continue alternating between right and left traversal until every row has been traversed. Okay, so this is all about zigzag traversal. Okay, now we will understand about what is this skipping every alternate cell. Okay, that what they're going to mention next. Note that you must skip every alternate cell during the traversal. Return an array of integers result containing in order the value of the cells visited during the zigzag traversals with skips. Okay, so let us go through some big metrics. Okay, this, if you see, in the first row, as I mentioned, left to right. In the second row, right to left. In the third row, again left to right. In the fourth row, again right to left, and so on. Okay, now when you're doing the traversal, you will be going through the elements. Okay, for example, 1 2 3, then 6 5 4, and then 7 8 9. This is going to be the traversal order. Okay, now what you do is you have to skip every alternate element and then you have to record the rest of the elements. Okay, so example, one I kept, two I skipped, three I kept, six I skipped, five I kept, four I skipped, seven I kept, eight I skipped, and ninth I kept. Okay, so this is the what I have kept in the same order. Okay, based on the traversal order, we have to keep every alternate element, and this is what the answer is going to be. Okay, let us go through the example number two. So as you can see, we have to go from left to right in the first row, in the second row right to left, in the third row left to right. Okay. Now two will be kept, one will not be kept, third element will be kept, which is one. Again, fourth element will not be kept, fifth element will be kept. Yeah, sorry, fourth element will not be kept, fifth element will be kept, which is two, and one will not be kept. Okay. So answer is 2 1 2. As you can see, this is the answer, right? And okay, you can go through example one also. It is okay, a very small matrix, right? So now coming to how to solve this question, it's very easy. Okay, I'm quickly, that's why I'm hurrying the question a bit because I don't want to take much of your time in this, because I want to show you the second question first. Okay, second question is very interesting question, by the way. So if you have attended this question, I'm sure that you will be knowing what it is. It's a very very good question, and the acceptance rate is very very low in this. So spend time in this question. That's what my intention is. That's why I'm brushing for this question. Okay, so yeah, coming to how to solve this question. See here, First of all, I am going to teach you something new here, okay? Because I don't want to keep the solution very very simple. I want to teach you something new. That's why I have introduced the concept of bit manipulation. Okay, I'm using basically using the XOR operator in order to alternate. Okay, I will explain how it works, but yeah, just pay attention to this. I am keeping a skip. Skip will be always between 0 and 1. Okay, if it is 0 for element, I will include it in my answer. If it is 1 for element, I will not include it in my answer. Okay, as simple as that. Now I am capturing the length. N is going to tell me how many rows are there. M is going to tell me how many columns are there. Okay, as simple as that. I am keeping an answer because at last we have to return a list as the answer. I am keeping this particular thing as for that. Okay, at last I will be returning this as the final answer. Right, now see this part. I see. I is going to tell me I'm in which row. Okay, I'm in which row. Okay, till I is less than equal to n, I will have to run this while loop. Okay, I will tell me the row. Okay, okay. Let me write it here because see these things will be confusing if you are not very experienced in programming. If you're not you know you are not consistent programming, this thing will be difficult for you to understand. Okay, so I is the row. Okay, while I is less than n. Okay, what is n is the number of rows. Okay, simple as that. What you have to do, see, first I have to start the left to right approach. Okay, and then I will have to go from right to left. Okay, for the second row. Okay, so in a single while loop, please try to understand this part. In a single while loop, I am covering two rows. Remember that. In a single while loop, I am covering two rows. That is the second time the while loop runs, I will be in the third and fourth row. Okay, the first time the while loop runs, I will be in the first and second row. Okay, that's it. Okay, so this first thing. Okay, I am going to traverse from left to right. Okay, let me keep the diagram side by side so that you can understand very keenly. See, in the first row, I have to go from left to right. So as you can see, J is starting from 0 to M minus 1. Okay, so J is starting from 0 to M. Okay, minus 1. Okay, as simple as that. 0 to M minus 1, right? So what I have to do is see this part 0 to n minus 1. If skip equal to 0, remember initially skip is 0. So if skip is 0, just append the current element. Okay, grid of ij, just append it in my answer. Okay, then what I'm doing, this part is very very important. I want you to tell me what is this. If you are strong in programming, or at least if you're consistent and regular in programming, you will know this. Okay, this is basically I'm using the XOR operator. What is XOR? Let me quickly show you that. So the left diagram what I'm showing you, that is the XOR operator. And just one thing, remember, I am doing XOR with 1. Okay, this basically I'm using the shorthand also. This basically means that skip is equal to skip XOR 1. Okay, so ideally I'm doing the XOR with 1. Just remember that part. So now coming to the diagram, see this part, the left diagram, that's what I'm explaining here. B is going to be 1. Okay, so don't see the cases where B is 0, just see the case where B is 1. Okay, when B is 1, there are two possibilities, either A can be 0 or it can be 1. So see the result for that. See, just remember B is 1. Okay, in our case, so when A is 0, after doing XOR with 1, it becomes 1. That is, A is alternating. See that A is 0 initially, after doing XOR with 1, it becomes 1. So A altered. Okay, A from 0 it became to 1. Okay, similarly, see the case when A equal to 1, when I'm doing XOR of 1 with 1, that is when A is 1 and I'm doing XOR with 1, A became 0. Okay, A was 1, it became 0. Okay, and when A was 0, it became 1, and it was 1, it became 0. That is, it is alternating. If you see, it is toggling. The right word for this is basically toggling. So for that reason, I'm using this. So since we'll have to, that is what they mentioned. We have to skip every alternate element. Okay, that is what they're saying. Okay, skipping every alternate element. For that reason, to ensure that I do that properly, what I'm doing is I am using the XOR operator. Okay, so 0 and 1 both basically hold this zeroth position if you see the bits of where their value is stored. For that reason, I'm doing XOR with 1. So this will ensure that the skip will basically toggling between 0 and 1. Okay, if it is 0 initially, after this toggle it will become 1. Again, when I do the toggle, it will become 0 again. So this will be toggling. Okay, that is how making toggle. Okay, as similar that you could have used a boolean also. Okay, or you could have used minus 1 also. That is, if you keep skip equal to minus 1, and if you again multiply it with minus 1, it will become positive. So that is, it will toggle again. Okay, if you keep multiplying them with minus 1, it will be either becoming positive or a negative. So you can use that also. But yeah, I just wanted to teach you this concept of XOR. So I use this. This can be used to toggle a particular variable. Okay, as simple as that. So it will be toggling between 0 and 1. You could have used minus 1 also. It will toggle between a positive and negative number. Okay, as simple as that. Right. So if skip is 0, append it to the answer, then toggle it. Okay, as simple as that. So this will be for one row, row number 1. Okay, you can say, or any odd, okay, even number of rows. Okay, as simple as that. Any row which is in the even index, it will be used for that. Okay, next I'm doing a I plus 1. That is, I am now going to the second row. Okay, try to understand this fact. I am now going to the second row. Okay, as simple as that. Now for the second row, what I have to do, again I will have to do in a reverse direction. If you see, I went from 1 to 3, and now I have to go from 6 to 6 5 4. Okay, in the reverse direction. So in this case, J will be, see here, J was 0 to m minus 1. Here J will be from m minus 1 to 0. Okay, here the J will be from m minus 1 to 0. Okay, as simple as that. So that is how we write this in Python. So this is the starting index, and in Python always we write the index which is above 1, our target. Okay, since I want to go till 0, I have to write the extreme end for it, which is going to -1, and I have to move in a -1 direction. Okay, as simple as that, right? So again, the same thing. If skip equal to 0, append the answer, and otherwise, like if this happens or it doesn't happen, whatever is the reason, simply toggle it. Okay, simply toggle it, as simple as that. After every, you know, once we visit a cell, we'll have to toggle it at last. Okay, as simple as that. Then again, I'm doing I+1, and then after this, the while loop will complete. So we'll go to the next iteration of while loop. That is, in every iteration of the while loop, we are covering 2 rows. Okay, as simple as that. One row will be from left to right, the other row will be from right to left. Okay, as simple as that. In between the 2 rows, again I will have to always check whether I am done with all the rows or not. So if I exceeds or equal to n, in that case we have to break, because the rows are over, right? For that reason, between these 2 rows also we'll have to check whether I exceeded or n or not. Okay, as simple as I exceeded or became equal to n or not. Okay, as simple as that. So once I come out of this while loop, I have to return the answer. Okay, so once I'm coming out of this particular while loop, I am returning the answer. Okay, so let me quickly run this and show it to you. So as you can see, this is clearing all the test cases. You can segment the same and it will work for you. Okay, so if you talk about the space and time complexity of this solution, so see this part. Since I am only using, just constants. Okay, remember you have to return the answer, so this should not be included in your time complexity. Okay, space and time complexity should not include this particular variable, because we are using this to return the answer. Okay, because of the requirement of the question. This is not a requirement for our calculations. Okay, as simple as that. So if you talk about that, the time complexity is going to be O of m into n, because I am going through all the elements. Okay, as simple as that. But the time complexity is going to be O of n to n. And we talk about the space complexity. So see here, space complexity wise, I am not using anything as such. Okay, I'm only using the constant space complexity, because I'm only using constant variables. These variable lengths are not dependent on n. Okay, as simple as that. This is because of the requirement of the answer. We are creating this, but again, this is nothing to do with our approach. Okay, as simple as that. So if we ignore this, we don't have any. We don't use any space which is dependent on this size of the grid. Okay, so it is going to be constant space complexity and O of m into n time complexity. So yeah, friend, that was all for this particular video. In this video, we discussed the first question for this particular challenge. In the next video, I will be discussing the second question. And the second question, believe me, it is going to be very, very interesting. See the acceptance rates of this question. It is 26%. I will be showing the solution for this. Okay, it is a very nice question. This is a very good question to start learning about DP, because there is no other way to solve this question other than DP. If you try any other approach like a graph algorithm, anything like that, you will not be able to solve this question. Okay, I will tell you why. Okay, I've already tried that and it did not work. Okay, so for that reason, this is a very nice question to start with DP, for you to learn the importance of DP. Okay, no other algorithm like graph and all, nothing will work for this question. So yeah, that was all for this video. In the next video, we will be discussing the question number 2 for weekly contest 432. Okay, see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. If you like my videos, please subscribe to the channel. This really gives us a lot of motivation to continue further. Thank you. Thanks a lot.